Thank you for joining me today. My name is Karen Connolly. This is Yin Yoga. I know I have a person with me today who has never done yoga before, any type of yoga. So I'm going to go into a little more detail and try to do poses that don't require any specific props, although props might make them easier. See, right now I'm sitting up on a blanket because it's helpful to raise your hips above your knees. And this is called Sukhasana Easy Pose. It might not be easy for everyone, but that's what they call it. So in Yin Yoga, the poses are held for a longer period of time. Not all of them, but like sometimes for several minutes. So just assume that we're holding it, and I'll tell you when it's time to switch sides or move out of it. Also, it's especially important for someone who doesn't know yoga that if it hurts or if you can't go fully into the pose, that's fine. For example, if you're leaning forward and you can only go this far, that's okay. But if you can go farther and farther, whatever your body wants to do today. And just knowing different types of yoga are different. This is a more sedentary or static type of yoga meant to release fascia and bones and get a deeper type of healing, and everything is everyone will feel different in it. So just so you're aware, some of the poses will be held longer. And let me see, is that it, or maybe we just get started? So get into Sukhasana, easy seat, or cross-legged pose. I have one foot in front of the other. So just take a few deep breaths here. Make yourself comfortable. Feel like you're in your body, grounding down. Inhale, deep inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose, inhale through your exhale through your nose. Just continue to breathe deeply, deep belly breaths. We're going to take time to loosen up all the parts of our body. So you're going to loosen up your wrists. So roll your wrists one at a time. Same with the ankles. And I'm going to do some neck stretches. First, bend your chin down towards your chest as far as it wants to go. Take a breath there. Bring your head back up into the neutral position. Tilt your head back as far as is comfortable. Look up at the ceiling. Take a breath. Come back to neutral. Bring your left ear towards your shoulder as far as it comfortably goes. Take a breath. Back up to neutral. Right ear to right shoulder. back to neutral. Next, you're going to raise your arms overhead. Twist gently towards your left side, right hand on left knee. The left hand goes behind you to hold you up. Try to keep your back as straight as possible and turn your head to look towards your left shoulder. Make sure you're comfortable. It doesn't have to, you can feel discomfort. You can feel a little, stretching, but if it gets to the point of pain, you should back out of it. Or if you have any neck or spinal issues, then you could just stay seated looking forward. So you're going to try to hold this for a minute. Deep, even breaths. Okay, now raise your arms up and untwist back to center. And we're going to twist to the right side. Arms up, your left hand on your right knee. Your right hand goes out to hold you up behind you. Turn your head to look towards your right shoulder. Breathe gently. See if you can twist a little deeper. If not, that's fine. Yeah, as you can see, my neck isn't that able to turn, so I can't look that far, but I'm looking to my right side. And just know each side might be different, and every time you practice yoga, your body might be different, so it's okay. So arms up, untwist back to center. Put your hands together and bring them down in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra. So now I'm going to get onto your knees. It's helpful if you have a blanket, if you're going to be if you have any knee issues, just to make you more comfortable. So we're going to get into tabletop, which is on all fours. And when you exhale, you want to round your back, look towards your stomach. That's cat. Inhale. Bring your head forward and your spine bent so that your butt's up in the air. Exhale. Inhale. Continue on your own, with your own breath. On the exhales, round your spine, and on the inhales, look forward. Come back to neutral after your next inhale. Now raise your right leg out behind you, stretch it out behind you, and raise your left arm straight out in front of you. On the exhale, bring your elbow to your knee. Inhale, back out. Exhale. Inhale. Lower your hand and your knee. Now we're going to the other side. Raise your left leg and your right arm. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale. Lower the knee and the hand. So then you want to gently lower yourself down onto your stomach. And rest your forearms and elbows on the ground. With your hands, your palms flat. So this is Sphinx pose. Make yourself comfortable, allow yourself to release. We'll be staying in this position for a few minutes. You can look out in front of you. Take deep belly breaths. It'll massage your internal organs. And you'll see after time that you'll start to feel like you're releasing into the ground beneath you. You can bring the toes of your feet together so that your ankles roll out to the side, if that's more comfortable. If not, you can just leave your feet straight out behind you. You can always go lower. I wouldn't recommend higher. We're not doing upward dog, so just stay in Sphinx. But you can lower your head between your shoulders to release some of those tight muscles in your shoulders and upper back. Now, rest your forehead on your hands, so lean all the way down, but stay in the same position on your stomach. We'll also be in this position for several minutes to allow you to just completely release into the floor. If you need to move, that's fine. If you fall asleep, that's fine too. There's no judgment here. Just allow your body to release into the floor. A lot of times we don't even realize we're gripping and holding. So these long holds and these poses help to train our bodies that they don't have to grip and hold on to tension. It's okay if you feel restless. Just know it's not going to last forever. So when you're ready, you can roll over onto your back. Flat. And bring your knees into your chest. You can roll back and forth to massage your lower back. Whatever feels good. You can bring your upper back towards your knees, rolling up in a ball. Just spend a little time working out the muscles of your lower back and any soreness or tightness that might be in your upper or mid back. You're going to bend your knees. Now you want to make your feet go up to the sky, the soles of your feet. And if you can reach the outside of your foot with your hands, pull your knees closer towards your, like the outside of your upper arms, and just kind of roll with it. This is called happy baby. This also helps to stretch out and release some of those tight inner thigh muscles. I know I feel it by my shoulder blades, like it's getting a nice massage as I roll back and forth. And when you're ready, you can let go of your feet. Pull your knees back into your chest for a second, just to acclimate. And when you're ready, come to a seated position again. So the next one is seated butterfly. So I'll do a little forward stretching with you before you move into butterfly. So bring both legs out in front of you and your arms by your side. Just keep your back straight. This is Dandasana, staff pose. just as far as is comfortable, maybe a little tiny bit further. I'm not sure what's happening. I see a red bar across the screen, but it's on the other side of the room. So I'm just going to keep teaching and hope that you can hear me and that it's continuing. Come back up. Spread your legs wide into a wide-legged forward fold here. So just however far is comfortable for you, bring your hands out in front. Try to keep your back straight, like we don't want to roll over. So that's why we're looking forward. Try to breathe through any tightness. If you actually had any props, you can bend your knees a little, and you could put blocks or blankets under your knees, and that takes a little bit of the pain and this deepness of the stretch out of the inner groin muscles. Back up. Raise your arms up over your head. Turn slightly to face your left leg and stretch that way. Put your arms wherever they comfortably, your hands wherever they comfortably reach. If it's in your practice, if you can do it, you can lay this arm flat and bring the right arm overhead. This is increasing the stretch on your right side and compressing your left side. Back up. Now on the right side. If you're doing this, your torso should be facing out and not your leg. This is stretching the left side now and compressing the right. Whatever we do on one side, we want to repeat on the other side. That's one of the principles of yoga. You don't just do one side. You have to do both. It's a matter of balance. Unless there's some physical reason you can't do one side, then of course you would skip it. Back up. Hands to your heart in Anjali Mudra. So now Baddha Konasana, that's the butterfly pose. So we're still seated and we bring the soles of our feet together so that our knees go out to the side. You don't, as I said, you don't need to have props, but if it's more comfortable to hold it for a longer period of time, you might want to put blocks under each knee or a folded up blanket to rest them on. But for now, we're good with this. I'm holding on to my ankles. My knees are going towards the lower middle of the lower upper thigh above the knee. And I'm just kind of gently rolling forward, keeping the back as straight as I can, looking forward. Just trying to get a stretch in my lower spine. Or you can look about 6 or 8 feet in front of you on the ground. You can look down if that's more comfortable. See, everybody's body is different. So some people, their everyone's spine and hips, everything is built differently. So how far you can get into a pose and how tight your muscles are, there are many factors. But in my personal experience, Yin Yoga has loosened tight muscles and fascia that nothing else has. So just gonna hold it a little bit longer. So now come back up. So we're going to stay in butterfly, except we're going to twist again. So if you want to raise your arms up, twist a little bit to your left, put your right hand on your left knee, the left hand will hold you up, and look towards your left. Make sure you're not gripping in the hip flexors. Like, part of the reason I can feel myself gripping, which is why I mention it. So part of the reason is to release that gripping. That's why we hold it. So allow it to release. And if your feet come apart a little bit, that's fine. Come back to center. Just take a nice, refreshing, deep breath there and twist to the right. One side might be tighter than the other, and that's okay. Breathe into any tight areas that you feel you're gripping in. So imagine as you inhale, take a long inhale, and the breath is going to that area. Now gently come out of the twist. Heart, hands to heart. If it feels good right now, you might just want to do one more quick little stretch forward. Before making your way to your feet. For mountain pose. So you can raise your arms, or you could just keep your arms to your side. Feet are hip distance apart. Try to tuck your tail down. Engage your core. Feels like you're bringing everything into the center. Continue to breathe gently. You raise your shoulders up to your ears and then gently allow them to fall down your back. Palms facing forward. And the next position is called Malasana. It's the yogi squat. So I like to start from a standing pose. If you have a block, I recommend sitting on it, or a book or a box, especially if you're going to hold it for a while, but some people can hold it for longer without. So I kind of separate my legs a little bit to make it easier to go down. I turn my feet slightly out, and then I gently lower down. So your heels could be up on a blanket. Bring your heart to your hands to your heart. Your knee, your elbows and your upper arms are between your knees. So the action is kind of pushing them out while you're pressing your palms together. So that creates a steady kind of platform. The goal is to keep your back as straight up as you can. Like, you don't really want to like curve over. You want to kind of keep straight. And I think that's probably enough for now. So lower yourself down to seated. And you want to windshield wiper your legs to just release that energy that you've built up. And then move back to tabletop on your hands and knees. Inhale and exhale into a cat again. Inhale forward, exhale round the spine. Do a few more of these at your own pace. And come back into tabletop, neutral back when you're ready. Bring your left knee behind your left wrist. and your left foot as close to your right wrist as you can. Meanwhile, let your right leg stretch out behind you. So this is called full swan. You want to keep your back up right now and look forward. Now come forward onto your forearms, or if you can bring your forehead down to your hands for sleeping swan. If you have a blanket or a block, you can put that under your left hip if it's not flat on the ground. Otherwise, you can just bend forward like this without a prop. Okay, come back up. Come back through full swan, and then release your left leg back. Come back to tabletop, so you're on hips over knees, shoulders over wrist. To take full swan on the other side. So you bring your right knee towards your right wrist. Try to bring your left foot as close to your left hand as you can. It's okay if it's not anywhere near close to it. And then step back with your left leg until it's straight out behind you. Keep upright. Allow some of that tightness in the hip to release. There might be some discomfort. With yin, we're not looking to be comfortable necessarily. We're just looking to not be in pain and not be hurting ourselves. It's okay if it feels tight and like you can't go any deeper. Then that's probably your edge. You need to work on that for a little while. So now come down onto your elbows again and or onto your forehead. Allow yourself to go deeper into the stretch. And your left foot might even be close to your left hip, if that's as far as your body can go. There's no pushing here, no trying to get it to exactly like a picture book pose. It's whatever your body is willing to do today. So raise up on your hands again. shift onto your left knee and bring your right knee back. To come out of it. And Balasana, which is child's pose, we're going to do a wide-legged one. So bring your knees wide and your toes together, and then just stretch forward. Stretch your arms out in front of you, and bring your forehead to the mat if you can. So lean forward gently, raise your upper body, bring it a little forward so you can drop down onto your stomach and stretch your legs out behind you and your arms out overhead with your forehead to the mat for a full prostration. You can also turn your head to one side. And I'll tell you when you can turn it. If you're on one side, one cheek, you can turn to the other. When you're ready, you can roll over onto your back, preparing for final resting pose. You can bring your knees back into your chest. You can also do any last pose that you might want to do, just if you feel like your body needs an extra stretch or twist, you can give it to yourself. And when you're ready, you can straighten your legs out. Your feet can turn out to the side. Your hands can face up to the ceiling. If you're feeling cool, you might want to cover with a blanket or a bolster under your knees. Or you can rest your hands gently on your stomach. In this case, you do want to be as comfortable as possible. You want to just completely relax. So whatever you need to do to completely relax, whether it's lying on your side or laying on a blanket or a pillow. Going to be in this pose about 3 or 4 more minutes. Gently raise your left arm above your head and roll onto your left side. Make sure you're comfortable. Come back into your body and wiggle your fingers and toes. Use your right hand to push yourself upright into a seated position. Inhale gently through your nose. Exhale gently through your nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. If it feels good, you might want to lean forward a little and just stretch out your lower back. I know I want to after being on my back for that long. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live a life of ease. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that was good for you. And I hope to see you again someday soon at another class.